J.P. Morgan, we got to start there, down 2% today after a Senate investigation found that the bank ignored growing risks and hid losses from investors. According to the report, J.P. Morgan executives understated the trading losses to federal examiners by hundreds of millions of dollars and dismissed questions about the trading risk. We've been hearing all about that in today's testimony on Capitol Hill.
We have indeed, Adam. At number 9 is Freeport-McMoRan, up almost 2%. The stock getting a boost today after Goldman Sachs gave it an upgrade from neutral to buy. The firm citing a bullish view on copper, calling it one of Goldman's, quote, favorite commodities. Matt?
Number 8 is Angie's List, off just a fraction here. The business review website CFO Robert Millard will step down at the end of the quarter and remain an employee until June 28th. Angie's List company controller Charles Hunt will serve as interim CFO until a replacement for Millard is found. Adam?
Microsoft down slightly today. The company experiencing disappointing start in its bid to crack into that tablet market. Only about 1.5 million Surface tablets have been sold, according to people with knowledge of company sales. They guard those numbers very closely, Microsoft. Analysts had estimated 3 million would have sold after the initial release, so about half what they thought, Betty.
Well, staying in sort of technology, you've got AT&T and telecoms really down 1.5%. The largest U.S. phone company may sell some of its assets, including wireless towers, in a move to give the carrier some additional financial cushion. Finding a buyer for the towers alone could raise about $5 billion.
Number 5 is Boeing. Take a look at that stock, gaining 2% today, hitting its highest intraday level since March 2008. As we approach the bell, Boeing announces safety upgrades to the 787 Dreamliner battery system may allow commercial flights to resume within just weeks. Are Boeing's battery woes a thing of the past? What an amazing story this has been.
Unbelievable story, made even more so by the fact that we're actually looking at an A380 land, not the 787 Dreamliner.
Well, there aren't any in the air, so we couldn't get any shots from those today.
And by the way, we should point out that that the chief engineer for the 787 Dreamliner says that the fix is going to take 4 to 5 days per airplane. So
wow.
It is an involved process.
I just don't know if I want to be the first one on that flight.
No thanks.
Yeah. All right.
Nope.
Well,
I'd rather take a biplane.
If the flight is to Hawaii and it's a free ticket, I'll test out the airplane. All right, Ford, you ready for this one? Up
yes.
a fraction. Details of the departing CEO Alan Mullally's compensation for 2012 starting to leak out. Apparently, Ford has lowered Mullally's compensation by 29% to $21 million. Don't cry for Mr. Mullally. The company shuffling leadership in preparation for Mr. Mullally's exit.
And at number 3 is DirecTV, up more than 4.5%. Traders liking the company's decision to pull out of the bidding war for Vivendi's Brazilian phone and internet unit, GVT. This move will limit DirecTV's exposure to South American markets.
Number 2, Bank of America and Morgan Stanley. Those shares in both banks up right now. Bank stocks reversed earlier. Losses in the wake of the Fed stress tests. 14 of the 18 banks passed without condition, while major banks like Goldman Sachs and J.P. Morgan passed on the condition that they submit new capital plans to regulators. But bottom line, these banks are buying back stock and boosting their dividends, and investors like that. Adam?
They certainly do. You hear applause signaling the closing bell 20 seconds away. Brings us to our number 1 stock, Carnival, down 2%. The cruise operator cutting its annual forecast to include costs from multiple mishaps this year. There have been 2 this week. The worst of these incidents was the Triumph debacle that left 3,000 passengers stranded on the sea for 4 days.